Right now, I'd like to tell a story that illustrates how networking works. And that story is, I call the pink bathrobe story. And I think I like it so much because it's a perfect story. It's a perfect job-seeking story. Networking is about information, not about power. If you say networking to most people, they start thinking, oh, who powerful do I know? Who do I know that owns a company? Who do I know that's a vice president? But networking is not about power, it's about information. And I saw a news headline that said, man in pink bathrobe gets job before noon. Now, I thought that was pretty interesting. So I read the article, and here's exactly what was in the article. This guy is sitting in his kitchen wearing a pink bathrobe in San Jose, California. And it being California, I think it's fine he was wearing a pink bathrobe. So he's wearing a pink bathrobe, and he looks out and he sees the garbage collector is about to drive away from his house, and he's not taken out the garbage yet. So, not pausing at all, he just reaches down, grabs his garbage, and he runs over to out in the yard to try to catch the garbage collectors. So he just gets out to the garbage truck, and the garbage collectors, being, you know, good guys, they see this funny-looking guy running across this lawn, is steaming at 6 o'clock in the morning, and here he comes, this apparition out of the fog in a pink bathrobe with hairy legs and skinny. All of this was in the article. He comes out and he throws his garbage into the back of the truck, and the garbage collectors decide this will be a good time to take a break. So they get out, and they're standing around looking at this guy, and they say to him, "Who are you?" And he says, "Well, I live here. I've lived here for years." "Well, how come we've never seen you before?" "Well, I'm a software engineer. I usually work from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's when I like to work, and you know, I'm usually not here." "Well, why are you here now?" "Well, I lost my job. It's really quite tragic. I was laid off." So the garbage collectors, now this is San Jose, California, the garbage collectors say, "What kind of software engineer are you?" And he names what kind of software engineer he is. He's having a career conversation at 6 o'clock in the morning with steam rising from his lawn in a pink bathrobe about software engineering with garbage collectors. So the garbage collectors say, "Wow, you know, that's interesting. There's a guy around the corner, that place with the split rail fence. He owns a company that does that." Let this be a lesson to you for the rest of your life. Garbage collectors know everything about you. Garbage collectors know when you get married, when you drink too much, when you quit drinking, when you have kids. They know everything about you. And they knew that this guy around the corner had a company that did this kind of software engineering. So the guy in the pink bathrobe goes back into his house, and he puts on some business casual clothes, a little bit better than you might think. And he goes over and he lurks at the end of the driveway where this guy's house is. Pretty soon the guy comes out, gets in his car, he's backing down his driveway. Here's this apparition still rising out of the morning dew, and he rolls down his window and says, "May I help you?" And the guy says, "Well, I'm a software engineer." "Oh, as a matter of fact, I recognize you from the block parties." So the president of the company says, "What can I do for you?" And he says, "Well, I've lost my job. I understand you run XYZ Corp. I'd be interested to know if you have any positions." And the president of the company says, "I don't know. Why don't you call Janet Jones down at the office? She's the VP of HR." So the guy says, "Thank you very much." He goes home. Okay, it's now about 7:30. He goes home and he waits by the phone until it's 8 o'clock, and at 8:02 he calls Janet Jones' office, VP of HR. And he reaches a support person. And the support person says, "What can I do for you?" And he says, "The president of the company suggested that I speak with Janet Jones. I'd like to come down and speak with Janet Jones." Well, what happens in a company when somebody says the president suggests that you meet with their boss? Exactly what happened. She said, "Well, Janet Jones is not in yet. She'll be in a little bit. Why don't I put you down at 9:45? Okay, here the guy is in his house, 8:02. He's got an appointment at 9:45, puts on a business suit, goes down at 9:45, meets with Janet Jones, has a great conversation, meets some engineers, and before noon, an offer is extended and accepted. How did this story start? Why am I telling this story? It's because it started with a guy in a pink bathrobe in his yard at 6 o'clock in the morning discussing his career interests with garbage collectors. You need to talk about your career interests with everybody you meet and everybody you see.